Returning to our top story, hours after Donald Trump said he believes that abortion laws should be left to the states, President Biden's re-election campaign released an emotional ad featuring a woman who says she almost died because of Texas's restrictive abortion ban.
This is one of our willow boxes. This is just filled with some of the things that we had started gathering for her while I was pregnant.
Yep.
There's her little baby book. This was the outfit that she was gonna maybe wear home from the hospital. All of these. This is the blanket that she was in. And these are her little footprints.
It's okay.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
The caption there at the end was, Donald Trump did this. Biden set to air the new ad in key battleground states ahead of the election. Joining us now, politics reporter for the news outlet The 19th, Grace Panetta, who's been covering this issue very closely. Grace, good to see you this morning. Let's start with that ad. It was up within hours of Donald Trump's statement in which he declared what he thinks of abortion. Truly powerful. Give us your reaction and tell us, how do you think it will resonate now in what will be the first presidential election since Roe v. Wade was overturned?
Absolutely, John. Yes, it's an incredibly powerful ad. And Amanda Zurawski is exactly the kind of person, the kind of story that the Biden campaign, I think, really wants to highlight. She desperately wants to be a parent, had not only a devastating pregnancy loss, but her trauma was compounded, she said, by Texas's abortion ban. And that ad, it's incredibly vulnerable. She herself is a pretty eloquent spokesperson on these issues. And I think it goes to highlight that the Biden campaign really wants to say, OK, Trump says leave this to the states. Here's what's happening in the states and what will continue if he's reelected.
Right. And the Biden campaign was really pushing yesterday on the news coverage here, saying that, look, yes, he's saying leave it to the states, but that means he's endorsing these blanket abortion bans that are already in place in 14 states and could go to others. So certainly, though the Biden team was slamming Trump for that, Trump was also taking some heat from the right. Tell us a little bit more about Trump's efforts to thread the needle here. And at least in its initial hours, it seemed like it didn't quite work.
Yeah, Trump really has tried to be a chameleon on this issue, and he has, as you said, threaded the needle in a way that no other GOP elected officials really have or can. And he was met with some disappointment from anti-abortion groups who want him to endorse a federal ban. But it's worth noting that in Trump's video statement, he did not rule out signing a ban if one comes to his desk, and he also didn't rule out, more importantly, executive actions that his administration could take in a second term to limit things like medication abortion access. And I think that's the key point here. He didn't rule any of that out, and it could very much still happen. And I think that's what a lot of anti-abortion groups are focused on more than legislation to begin with.
So let's talk a little bit more about how this could play out between now and November. Those anti-abortion groups, they may be unhappy about yesterday, but as you say, there may be some mechanisms there that they could still look to. But it's not like they're going to go anywhere else, right? I mean, if they don't vote for Trump, they're not going to go vote for Biden. I mean, I guess possibly they could stay home. But talk to us about how the Biden campaign feels. That they think that abortion, I mean, look, abortion's undefeated at the ballot box since Dobbs. They think this is going to be such a key issue going forward. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Absolutely. I think, as long as these laws are in place, we're seeing new movement in the courts in the states virtually every day and every week with new abortion bans. And as long as that's the case, it will be an important voting issue. Now, what the Biden campaign needs to do is to tie this issue to Trump. There's been polling indicating that a lot of voters do not blame Trump or credit Trump, depending on how you look at it, with these new abortion bans. And so that's going to be their messaging challenge. An opportunity from November is to close that gap and to make that connection for voters of Trump appointed these justices. They overturned Roe v. Wade. Abortion is banned, and these stories are happening as a result.
Well, they can use Trump's own words to make that case, as he said in that video yesterday, that he was proud of appointing the justices who overturned Roe v. Wade. Terrific insight for us this morning, provided by politics reporter for The 19th, Grace Panetta. Grace, thank you for joining us.
Hey everyone, MSNBC has a new and improved app. You'll get real-time alerts and analysis, live blogs, in-depth essays, video highlights, and the best 2024 election coverage. Download the new MSNBC app. Here's how to do it. You tap on the App Store on your phone. You hit search on the bottom right corner. You type in MSNBC. You click on the MSNBC app. You click on Get or the cloud icon and enjoy it.